Hello, grade 8 students. Today I will be discussing word problems involving systems of linear inequalities in two variables. So here are the steps. So number 1, write the systems of linear inequality that represents the solution. Number 2, graph the system of linear inequalities. So now let us start in solving the first problem. Elsa is selling black pens for 9 pesos and blue pens for 12 pesos. She wants to earn at least 300 pesos. She also needs to sell at least 10 blue pens. Is selling 10 black pens and 20 blue pens enough for her to reach her target sales for the day? The question is just answerable by yes or no. So this one is very easy. So what are we going to do first is to represent the unknown, and definitely we're going to look for the number of black pens and the number of blue pens so that we can check whether Elsa would reach her target sales for the day. So let X be the number of black pens and let Y be the number of blue pens. And for the inequalities, we're going to get it in the first statement, which is C wants to earn at least 300 pesos. So again, we're talking about the profit, and to get its profit, so what are we going to do is to multiply the number of black pen to 9 pesos and multiply the number of blue pen into 12 pesos. So the inequality is 9x plus 12y is greater than or equal to 300. So again, 9 is the price of the black pen and x will be the number of black pens. So 9x plus, again, why is it addition? Because we are looking for the profit. So we need to get the sum. And then 12y, 12 is the price of each blue pen. So that is 12 times y, which is the number of blue pen. Greater than or equal to, why we use this inequality symbol? Because of the word at least. So in short, when we say at least, 300 is the minimum. So her target sales is to definitely go beyond 300 pesos. So greater than or equal to 300. For the next inequality, we're going to use the statement, she also needs to sell at least 10 blue pens. And we all know that the number of blue pens represents y. So the second inequality will be y is greater than or equal to 10. So again, y greater than or equal to, because of the word at least, so 10 will be the minimum. So we have now the two inequalities. Actually, you can answer the question even without graphing our inequalities, but simply to substitute it to both of the inequalities. If it satisfies both of our inequalities, then 1020 will be a solution set. So therefore, the answer here will be yes. Selling 10 black pens and 20 blue pens is enough for Elsa to reach her target. But to show you that 1020 is really a solution, what are we going to do is to graph our inequalities. And looking at our graph, we have here the solution set on this area. And if we are going to plot 10 for our x-axis, because it represents the number of black pens, and y represents the number of blue pens, so 1020 will lies on the first quadrant. So 1020. So it's here. So just make a dot. And as you can see, that dot lies on where the two half planes meet. So therefore, the final answer will be yes. Selling 10 black pens and 20 blue pens is enough to reach her target sales. That's it. Next one. Mr. C is preparing for a parking lot that he wants to build. The length of the lot should be at least 60 feet and the width of the lot should be at most 40 feet. So what are we going to do is to write the system of linear inequality that represents the situation, and we have to graph so that we can show all the possible solutions. So for the unknown, okay, let us now represent the unknown, and definitely that will be the width and the length of the lot. So let x be the length of the lot and let y be the width of the lot. So for our inequalities, okay, so first inequality will be on this statement. The length of the lot should be at least 60 feet. So the length of the lot represented as x. So that will be x. At least it is greater than or equal to 60. So your first inequality is x is greater than or equal to 60. For the second inequality, that is the width represented as y. So that is y, and then at most. So when we say at most, this will be the opposite of at least. It means at most 40 feet will be the maximum. So in short, the inequality symbol that we're going to use here is less than or equal to. So here is now the systems of linear inequality. And as we graph this one, look at our Cartesian plane. I actually divide the grid by 20s. And as you can see, if your x-axis is divided into 20, definitely your y-axis should also be divided into 20 so that our graph should be accurate. So again, your x and your y-axis represented as the length and the width of the lot. Okay, so the first graph is x is greater than or equal to 60. So here, and then the shaded portion is this one because these are the numbers greater than 60. Okay, the next one is y is less than or equal to 40. It should be on the y-axis, 40. Just draw a horizontal line. And then where is the numbers less than 40? It's on the lower part. So here is the shaded area. So as you can see, uh, I did not put the shaded part here because it represents negative, and definitely we don't have negative width and length. So here our solution set will just be on our first quadrant, and these are all the possible solutions to our problem. So we can have here the points 80, 20. We can also have here 75. We can also have here 70, 35. As long as all the points are written on where the two half planes meet, that will be all the possible solutions for our inequalities and to the given problem. So therefore, this will be the solution set. Okay, next for our last problem, the entrance fee of a circuit costs 100 pesos for adults and 50 pesos for children. Their aim is to have an attendance of at least 200 and a profit of at least 5,000. So what are we going to do is to write again the inequalities and to graph so that we can show all the possible solutions. So for our representation, we're going we're looking for the number of adults and the number of children who will go to the circus. So let x be the number of adults and let y be the number of children. So for our inequalities, okay, the first one will be on the statement an attendance of at least 200. So again, if we talk about attendance, definitely we are looking for the number of people. So therefore, what are we going to do is to add the number of adult and the number of children, and it should be greater than or equal to 200. So therefore, the first inequality is x plus y is greater than or equal to 200 because again, x will be for the number of adult and let y will be for the number of children. And then for the second inequality, that is to have a profit of at least 5,000. And to get the profit, what are we going to do is to multiply the number of people to the price of the ticket. So for the adult, the price of the ticket is 100 pesos. So that will be 100 times the number of adults that will go to the circus. Add it to 50, that is the price of the ticket for the children. So that is 50 times y. And again, it is greater than or equal to because our goal is to have at least a profit of 5,000 pesos. So we have here the two inequalities. Okay, so now let us graph. And as we graph, again, we have to get the slope and y-intercept. And to better or to easily graph this one, I divide our Cartesian plane into hundreds. So the first graph is this. It's on 0 to 100 will be our first y-intercept. And actually, we cannot anymore plot our slope because I used the grid 1 is to 100. So therefore, I will just estimate, okay, as long as your graph here, the slope is negative, so therefore it will rise to the left. And the shaded area, use the test point. So the answer here, we will have a false statement here. So we should shade the area away from our test point. So here, you have the shaded area. And then for the next one, our slope is negative 2 and our y-intercept is 100. So again, our slope is negative. So negative, so the graph will rise to the left again. So just estimate. Okay, and then using the test point, 0 is greater than or equal to 5,000. Definitely, it's a false statement. So again, the shaded part will be the area on where away from our test point. So here, okay, so all the possible solutions will be this one. So we can have, like for example, the number of adults. So we can have 300 for the number of adult, and for the number of children, we can have 300 also. Okay, so that is one of the solution set. Okay, so again, to better show all the possible solutions, better to graph the system. Okay, that's it. I hope you learned a lot in this video. Thank you so much for watching grade 8. See you next time. Bye.